Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are going to be doing an interview with the representative from the very controversial pick service, ZCodeSystems.com right now. ZCodeSystems. This should be an interesting call. This is very one of the most controversial topics on the forum at SBR in over the past month. ZCodeSystems has come on board and they've touted themselves as being a profitable service, but there's been a lot of doubters on the forum. We're going to talk to Mark, who is a representative and an employee of ZCodeSystems. Mark, thanks for doing this call with us.
You're welcome, no problem.
All right, so first tell us, what do you do at ZCode?
The computer generates the picks, and I go in and I comment on them. I give my analysis as an expert, and I give a level of confidence, how much I trust that pick to read out, and what I personally believe the game will go. And basically, I consult.
Okay, so what was your background before you were involved with ZCode? Were you a programmer or a handicapper, or what were you doing?
I am an engineer. But I was doing some handicapping on the side, writing for the Faster Times, and grew into some consulting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I've been handicapping for about 5 years now.
Okay.
Mostly hockey.
So you're an engineer, so you have like a math background then?
I do. I have a technical background for sure.
All right, that's interesting. So then, and then how did you get involved with ZCode then?
I challenged them. We did a man versus machine competition. In the beta testing phase of the development they had before they took members on and opened everything up to the public. So I went heads up against them on my blog, and we had a couple weeks there where we went just heads up, and they liked what they saw with my writing. They've been following me, but before I was following them.
That's it. All right. That doesn't sound too scammy at all then. I mean, that sounds like a bunch of people with computer programs sort of competing with each other and then going into business together.
Yeah, I mean, mine, there's no computer algorithm for me. I'm kind of a human element on here. The way ZCode works is there's a team of experts as well. So they've got this engineering core who designed the computer algorithm and analyzes the history and produces the picks. And then they've also got people they hire to go in and write up. And basically you have an open forum in addition to all the computer-generated picks. The computer comes up with profitable trends, and then it also gives less confident readouts on games that you don't have the definite signal. And then there's that panel of experts that helping you along to decide whether or not to go in on it, whether they agree, go big with the trend, exactly how to look at everything.
So when you buy a membership to ZCode, what do you get? What is it?
Well, it is access to the computer picks, everything from over-unders, run lines, exactly what they expect the game to go. It's all the analysis. There's also the community of experts and winning. Everyone goes in there, they publish what they're betting, how much their stake is, and it's all wide open. So you get all these opinions, and then in addition to it, you get long-term proven trends through the computer. They've opened up an alpha and delta trends with baseball, and both of those are extremely profitable. If you were following it from the beginning of the season with $200 stakes, I believe, you're up over $15,000.
Okay, and so when you buy a membership to ZCode, you're not getting actual picks, you're getting strong recommendations.
Sometimes the computer will say, hey, this is a 5-star, foolproof alpha trend or delta trend, and that's when you're getting a, yes, absolutely bet this every time. For games that don't necessarily qualify for those trends, you'll get a star rating with confidence, you'll get percentage printout odds, and then you'll also get the open forum underneath all the picks that will explain expert analysis as well. So you get expert picks, and then you also get the computer-generated picks. And in addition to that, you get the games to maybe avoid, which games we think there's not a strong signal on, and what games we personally as experts are going in on. So there's a combination of expert opinion and this proven algorithm with the computer.
All right, so there are actually computers and algorithms and programmers behind all this. It's not just a big marketing scam is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Oh, no, this was this was a lot of years of research and development on the computer programming for sure.
Interesting. All right. So then, why is it that there's been such a backlash on the forums at SBR? Because I'll tell you this. I do a show. It's just a small show where I give my picks, opinions, kind of like jokey. And we had a little intro, promoting you guys in the beginning of the show, and people slammed me for it. I mean, I'm probably going to lose some credibility with some people on the forum right now just from doing this interview with you. So why is it that people believe that you're such a scam operation?
And I don't really know. The printouts that we have for the trends where the computer is telling you, that's really the basis of this Z-code is the printout for the alpha and delta trend, which is profitable long term. But like anything else, it's going to lose. Mm-hmm. So, you lose 2 and 3 in a row. I'm still up 10 grand from following that for the season. But if you jumped on that week, now you're down a couple picks. So it really has to be a long-term approach. And if people are looking at it very short-sighted, with anything else, gambling probably isn't your thing because everyone's going to have the up and the down.
I don't think anyone's doubts about Z-code came from any kind of like short-term or even medium-term losses that they saw. It's more the marketing tactics that they're seeing. They feel like it's a bait-and-switch kind of operation, and that a lot of times you see people saying like scam tout 101 tactics that they're using in the threads and in their promotions.
Well, there isn't a big marketing presence within the company. Most of it's all on that gambling side. So they may have come on a little strong and agitated some of your viewers. But as far as the product itself, it's certainly proven long term. It's just they're a little sensitive to the mutual aggression on a forum.
Yeah, I guess people think that it's not really proven long term, that there's some kind of like, just standard tout statistical shenanigans that's going on to make it seem to suckers that it's proven long term, but that it's not. But you dispute that.
I do dispute that. I mean, you are talking to an engineer, and I understand manipulating statistics just like every other guy. But this is just straightforward, Our record is published and completely public, and every week we get a graph for the alpha and delta trends that'll tell you, exactly what it's up on the air, and that graph is not consistently up. It's up, and then it comes dripped a little bit, and then it goes up again, and it comes out long term to be a very profitable system. Right. But peaks and valleys like everything else.
So then let me ask you, before we wrap this up, the one final question that people ask everyone who sells picks or sports advice. If your advice is so profitable, why don't you just bet it yourself and not share it with anyone?
Well, I do bet it myself. We all do. But there's also a great value in developing a community with long-term winning. If I'm pretty good with hockey. I'm very good with hockey. I've never had a losing month in all the years I've been publishing my bet.
Okay. So is
there are times where Z-code will give me a printout, and I'll start to think about the game in a different way, and I'll pull back my bet, and I'll lose less because of it. So there's always ways to get better. It's always nice to have other people's opinions. So when we develop a nice community where everyone's winning together, not only is there more joy in that for me, but I think it's more sustainable in the long term.
Okay, so then Z-code's not just one capper and one system, is what you're saying? It's a community of cappers?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's a team. There's a team of experts. We've got about 20 people under the employment who are all in there giving their opinion, all publishing their own picks. You have all that. There's that element to it as well. And then there's the computer that is the basis of the system where everything kind of grew from. So you have a team of experts on here all giving their opinion in addition to the computer readout for every single game.
All right. So then all those System A, System D, System B picks that this Z-code guy was posting on the forum, where did those picks come from?
There are multiple experts who run progressions. When they're in agreement, we'll do an ABC progression on it. Where we do a bet on game one. If it loses, you double down on B and a little bit extra to make sure you're in profit. And then there's a C bet as well if it gets to that point. I mean, those progressions have one loss on the year. Only one series hasn't brought us profit. So, we're selective with it, but it's extremely profitable. So that's a combination of multiple experts. I believe Trey is the lead guy on that. He does a real good job, but there are multiple experts pushing progressions like that.
All right, and so you do bet your own picks, and you bet their advice as well with your own money.
Absolutely. I've never not a single time in my life have I said, bet this game and not put my money behind it. I don't believe in that. If I publish every single pick, I bet every single pick.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing. You know, I do the same thing too, and people are always asking me, they're like, Peter, if your picks are so bad, why do you bet your own money on it? And I don't really have an answer for them, actually. But I do. I bet my own picks. I absolutely do, and I bet my own advice. All right, well, Mark, it was great talking to you. I have a feeling that the forum is going to have a lot of things to say about this interview, but I really appreciate it. You sound like a pretty sincere guy to me. Thanks so much for doing this call with us.
Hey, no problem. I really appreciate that.